Ciao guys, welcome back to the channel. Fabrizio Romano here as always to keep you posted on the transfer market. Many things to say as always, several stories, several things to clarify, many confirmations today. Let's jump into it together. Here we go guys, always time for updates. Get ready here on the channel because every single day we will be here, videos, live and much more. So working for you on several contents, and stay tuned here on the channel. I will start with the last tweet I posted before jumping here on YouTube for you, and it's about a confirmation coming from Robert Lewandowski about what I told you in the recent days on his future. Remember in the last video I told you about Lewandowski's situation. Yes, Barcelona possibility to extend the contract for one more season is a possibility, is real, but it's not decided yet. What the agent of Lewandowski, Pini Zahavi, is doing is to have several options to offer to his client, to the Polish striker, and then decide. Staying at Barcelona one more season, go to the MLS. I'm told MLS is a possibility. Then there is Saudi Arabia interest, European clubs, but Barcelona one more season is a possibility. Today Lewandowski spoke and said nothing has changed regarding my contract with Barca. I will have the time to sit down and think about my future and all the options. So Lewandowski is confirming what I told you. Just to enter into something also about English clubs, on Tottenham. Today, many questions on the name of Roberto De Zerbi as a candidate for Tottenham job. First of all, guys, let me mention Igor Tudor, who wanted to send the big hug to Tottenham manager Igor Tudor, who lost his father Mario right after he received the news, the sad news, unfortunately, right after the game against the Nottingham Forest. So difficult time for Igor Tudor. We send him obviously a big hug. For Tottenham Hotspur, returning on the updates to tell you about Roberto De Zerbi. Today it's news in England about Roberto De Zerbi and Tottenham Hotspur for the summer. But guys, let me tell you, I told you, I think several times here on the channel, Roberto De Zerbi and Mauricio Pochettino. These are the two main names for Tottenham Hotspur permanent job in the summer. So this remains the situation. De Zerbi and Pochettino. Obviously, De Zerbi could be easier because he's available, so he can have conversations now, while Pochettino is fully focused on the US men's national team for the World Cup. So that's the situation. But for sure, Roberto De Zerbi is a big name to consider for Tottenham. Obviously, what's needed is Tottenham to stay in the Premier League, because if they go down to the Championship, obviously it's going to be a completely different situation. But Roberto De Zerbi for sure is a candidate for Tottenham job. That's not new. He's a strong candidate for Tottenham job in the summer, not now. Now De Zerbi is not going to Tottenham. He's an eventual topic for the summer if they stay in Premier League. That's what I always told you, and that's what remains the situation as of today. Then guys, more to mention also regarding, here we go, because it's now done and confirmed, Antoine Griezmann moving to the MLS, to Orlando City, is here we go. A big bomb dropped overnight in Europe during the day in the US on Sunday, but everything is done and agreed. So remember what I told you about this Griezmann story. The negotiation was Orlando City, Atletico Madrid for Griezmann to join now in March with the MLS transfer window still open, but the answer from Atletico and from Griezmann was no, thanks, we want to continue together till the end of the season. Copa del Rey final against Real Sociedad, and obviously, really important, Champions League quarterfinals against Barcelona. So Atletico Madrid are still fighting for important trophies. And Antoine Griezmann decides to stay at Atletico Madrid. But I told you, remember, I told you, Griezmann is considering to make a move being agreed now for the summer, and Atletico and Orlando City remain in contact for this solution. Now, agreement done between all parties. Griezmann, during this international break, flies to the US to close the agreement with Orlando City, sign the contract, 2-year deal, shirt number 7 for Antoine Griezmann. Ricardo Moreira, the director of Orlando City, has been traveling several times to Madrid to try find a way to sign Antoine Griezmann. Well, that way has been found because there is an agreement between all parties. It's a here we go. Antoine Griezmann from next season will play for Orlando City in the MLS. So big story today regarding Antoine Griezmann. More to say, guys, because there is also something to add regarding the future of Enzo Fernandez. Enzo Fernandez arrived with the Argentina national team in the last 24 hours, and when asked at the airport about his future and those quotes, Enzo Fernandez once again says, we will see. He says now full focus on Chelsea, full focus on the upcoming games, and then it's going to be time for the World Cup and we will see what happens. I told you it's a contract topic between Enzo and Chelsea. At the moment there is no agreement over new contract, and if there is a good opportunity, that could mean Enzo being open to making a move in the summer. But don't forget the Chelsea side of the story. He's still under contract for a long time, he's an important, crucial player for Chelsea, and obviously he's on an important salary. Chelsea spent big money to sign Enzo Fernandez, so Chelsea remain in control of the situation. What to say about Enzo? It's important to mention, guys, that Enzo Fernandez, when asked about Real Madrid, said nothing at all, zero into it, zero talks. So let me clarify something. Enzo Fernandez is saying the truth when he says that there is nothing ongoing with Real Madrid, because nothing has started at the moment in terms of talks or negotiations. And I think it's normal. It's still March. But Enzo Fernandez obviously is not denying any interest from Real Madrid. He's denying negotiations and talks. But what Real Madrid will decide to do in midfield, so midfield is going to be a crucial area for Real Madrid in the summer, what Real Madrid is going to do in that position is something we will understand. Me, you, Enzo Fernandez, all the people, is going to understand in the next months. So Real Madrid have not decided yet what kind of player they want to add to the squad. For sure, Real Madrid are having conversations internally at the moment about midfielders. That's absolutely normal. Real Madrid will be active on the midfielders market. But before they say, okay, let's go for this player, we have to wait, and we have to wait for Real Madrid to make their final decisions. So this is why Enzo Fernandez at the moment is not having any contact. But for example, Vitinha said a few weeks ago, I'm not leaving Paris Saint-Germain. That's it. Stop. I'm not going to Real Madrid. And that's the story. Enzo Fernandez is saying, I'm not having contacts with Real Madrid now, which is different. So just to clarify the situation, then obviously it's going to be always on Chelsea with a very long contract to decide what they want to do with Enzo Fernandez. And then guys, just to close this video, as we are mentioning a lot of Real Madrid, many questions on Vinicius Jr. The topic of Vinicius Jr. and negotiations and negotiating over new contract is always in your questions. I wanted to tell you guys on Vinicius Jr. that my information remains absolutely the same. I always told you, Florentino Perez, Real Madrid president, is obsessed with Vinicius Jr. signing a new contract. Florentino wants Vinicius to stay. Florentino loves Vinicius Jr. The relationship president-player is excellent. And now obviously with the manager as well, with Arbeloa. So after the Xabi Alonso moment, which was complicated for Vini, now the feeling is completely different. Real Madrid are pushing, Real Madrid are ready, Real Madrid counter-proposal is on the table, Florentino is pushing to keep Vinicius Jr. So there is a really strong attempt by Real Madrid to get everything done as soon as possible. Now it's on Vini, it's a negotiation, it's a conversation. But Real Madrid, the president, Florentino, always wanted Vini to stay. That's what I always told you and I maintain today. So let's follow the situation, let's follow the conversation, and we will keep you posted. And so guys, let me know your thoughts on all these stories from Vinicius Jr. to Roberto De Zerbi, Griezmann, also Enzo Fernandez, Lewandowski, your point of view guys. Here in comments, like this video, turn on the notification bell, subscribe to the channel. See you soon.